Hey there, awesome folks. This is Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally, guys. I just want to apologize up front. A little bit late, but want to make sure that you have what you need. And we are going to be talking tonight about why these wonderful school children, the Gen Zers, unfortunately, are either getting terminated faster or in some cases they're terminating themselves faster. What's the difference between this generation, this Gen Z generation, and other generations in the past? And maybe there's some things that maybe we can get some key insights just from this article, or some other, so we're going to be sharing tonight. If you guys definitely want to come in, drop a like, say hello. We're going to at least give you guys a little bit of chance to get in here so we can get started. All right, guys, stay tuned. Beautiful people, this is Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally, guys. As you are coming in, say hello. How are you? Depending on when you're watching this, if you're here now, say hello, drop a one, letting me know where you are hailing from tonight on this live stream. Happy holidays to those that celebrate upcoming holidays, whether it be in the next few days or over the next coming week, depending on what you celebrate, whether it be Festival of Lights, Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, all of those. I want to bid you happy holidays. I know there's probably a lot of you that are out shopping still and making orders and getting things ready. Now, we want to jump right into this article here. Let me place myself down here so you guys get a feel for what it is that we're talking about tonight. Why are Gen Z getting fired or terminated faster? Hello, J. Antoinette, from New Jersey. Woo, girl, please do your best to stay warm. I know it is cold up there because it is cold where I am as well. So definitely do your best to stay warm in Jersey. All right. Title of this article, Companies Are Firing Gen Z Employees Soon After They're Hiring Them. This article was written by Imani Attila 2 weeks ago from Euronews. So it's not just in the U.S., this is taking place on a worldwide scale. Gen Z is beginning to enter the workforce and it isn't fully prepared for them. As many recent graduates face complaints about how they fit into the workplace, employers report increasing hesitancy in hiring them, according to the report by Education and the career advisory platform Intelligent. The report, which based on a survey of nearly 1,000 hiring managers, found that 1 in 6 employers were reluctant to hire Gen Z, working mainly due to their reputation for being entitled and easily offended. Oh boy. Here we go with the generalizations, but it's unfortunate. Let's see here. Moreover, more than half said that this generation, which refers to people born between 1997 to nearly 2010, lacks strong work ethic, struggles with communication, doesn't handle feedback well, and is generally unprepared for the demands of the workforce. Ooh, Holly Sokroth, a senior lecturer at the Haas School of Business at the University of California, Berkeley, explained that Gen Z focus on extracurricular curricular activities to boost their college competitiveness rather than gaining job experience, which has led to unrealistic expectations about workplace and how to deal with their bosses. They, Gen Z, don't know basic skills for social interaction with customers, clients, and coworkers, nor workplace etiquette. Um, Sharoth, I guess, told Euronews Next in an email. As a result, it's up to the company to properly onboard the new employee and give ample training. In addition, the boss needs to act as a coach as well as a manager, she added. Why are so many companies firing Gen Z employees? The question is asked. Around 6 to 10 companies, included in the survey, reported firing a recent university graduate they hired this year. Some of them cited reasons behind these decisions, including a lack of motivation from employees, lack of professionalism, and poor communication skills, amongst others. Many recent college graduates may struggle with entering the workforce for the first time, as it can be a huge contrast from what they are used to throughout their educational journey. They are often unprepared for a less structured environment, workplace culture dynamics, and the expectation of autonomous work. Hugh Nugent from Intelligence Chief Education and Career Development Advisor said in a statement. Although they may have some theoretical knowledge from college, they often lack the practical, real world experience and soft skills required to succeed in a work environment, he added. The hiring manager surveyed also reported that some of their Gen Z workers struggled to manage their workload and were frequently late and did not dress or speak appropriately. Ah, boy. A separate report from April found Gen Z workers were overly reliant on parental support during their job search. Yikes. According to surveys that was conducted by Resume Templates, and which include responses from nearly 1,500 young job seekers, 70% admitted to asking their parents for help in the job search process. Another 25% even brought their parents to interviews. We'll be talking more about that on this channel. While others had their parents submit job applications and write resumes for them. Oh, this can be problematic on several levels. Hold on a second. Let me take a little break here. That is not good, folks. That is not good. Okay. To improve how to get a job as a recent graduate. Apparently, career coaches like myself and others absolutely needs to be a lifeline for this generation, because based on this article, and I'm not even all the way done with it yet, this is not good. To improve their chances of being hired, employers emphasize that some of the top qualities they are looking for include initiative and a positive attitude. Managers also place value on real world experience, either through internships or jobs, and to a lesser degree on having an appropriate social media presence and avoid political discussions. Recent graduates starting their job should demonstrate professionalism, not by conforming to outdated norms, but by being respectful and committed to their work, Nugent said. Schroth added that although employers are currently hesitant to hire Gen Z due to a higher rate of dismissal and challenges integrating them into the workplace, they they still make up 25% of the workforce, and their workforce share is going to increase over time. Schloss added that although employers are currently hesitant to hire Gen Z due to the high rate of dismissal and challenges integrating them into the workforce, they still make up 25%. As a result, companies need to spend more money and time on training them, and their Gen Zs will thrive, she concluded. The question, of course, is asked to try to get a toll. Do you think about hiring Gen Z workers? Boy, oh boy. They bring fresh ideas, but there's also some challenges that we need to address. Let me get back on screen here. J. Antoinette, you said, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to ask your parents for help with job searching, but having them come to an actual interview is a bit much. I share your sentiments there. I don't think they should be asking their parents for resume help either. Just like how, um, when it comes to looking for a job, the parents can coach them through the process, but I do not think the parents should be doing the resume for them. I think I'm definitely going to have to create more content to address this, and I actually do have a specific resource for the Gen Zers. I do have a book that outlines from soup to nuts what it is that this particular new set of workers do need to be doing. The title of the book is From Clueless Teenager to Consummate Professional. They can find that at mentorshelley.com/book, literally. Part of the issue is that they're not necessarily teaching a lot of the employable skills, like the adulting skills to some degree, that merges into job skills, job marketing skills, career skills. They're missing some piece. They have an advantage, but I think they're looking at the situation from a theoretical standpoint and not understanding that they're going to have to inject that into actual physical, how is it that we really use this information in real world life? Because a lot of the Gen Zers, unfortunately, they grew up with tools like social media, YouTube, LinkedIn, different places, different things. They grew up with social media, but they don't understand that there is a not, there's specific purposes for YouTube. You can learn just about anything on YouTube University, including but not limited to how to put a resume together. There are classes, online classes available for free outside of YouTube. You can go to Udemy and learn how to do all these things. So I don't think they necessarily have to depend on their parents to do that. As far as parents coming to job interviews, that's an absolute no-no. I'm gonna almost guarantee that if they do come, stay in the car. If they need a ride to the interview, sure, and that's their ride back, stay in the car. Please do not come inside with your child or your adult, your older teenager that's 18 and over. Do not accompany them to an interview. Number one, that doesn't give it's not giving your child a fighting chance to actually obtain a job. Let's be clear. I'm going to be honest with you. Now I'm putting on my HR hat. You want to guarantee that your child doesn't get the job? Come in the interview with them. Don't do that to your kid. You want them to get the job, stay in the car. Some of the issues this brought up, I don't. There's some things that are working for Gen Z, but there's also some things working against Gen Z. That's the unfortunate part about that. Number one, perceived work ethic. Unfortunately, there are employers that make the assumption that because they're Gen Z, they're of this particular generation, that they're not going to work. They're going to slack off. And unfortunately, there are some. I won't say all, and I'm not going to say majority of. There are some that I've talked about Gen Zers on a particular scale on this channel before, and there are examples of new nurses that are in this generation that they're supposed to be paying attention to patients, and they have their phone that's not a company phone, that's not doing, they're sharing patient information with their friends on social media about patients when they're breaching HIPAA laws and things of that nature. So, yes, they come with a fresh perspective, but they also have to understand and be able to be compliant in the environment that they are working in. And some of them, defiant as they may be, don't realize that they're putting their careers and working life in jeopardy. That's one of the things. And their work ethic. Perceived work ethic, unfortunately, a small bunch of I don't want to do anything. I think this is too hard. I'm going to go find another job because I don't like this one. I'm quitting and don't say anything or just stop showing up for work has unfortunately been the reputation. Um, a few bad apples spoil the bunch, and for the few bad apples that have done this, employers are now squeamish to hire a younger generation because the younger generation have been pretty much not showing up, and then when they do show up, they give a little attitude when they're supposed to be learning their skill, learning new skills, learning what it is that they're supposed to be doing in this new job. That's the unfortunate part about it. What my response to that for Gen Z workers or ones getting into the workforce for the first time, you have to have a mindset change. A mindset change is necessary in order for you cannot approach the professional environment the way you approach high school. I'm sorry. Hate to break it to you. This isn't high school. This is the real world. And part of what I discussed, I think chapter one and two, in the book From Clueless Teenager to Consummate Professional, I talk about the fact that you're going to have to approach this with a different mindset. There's going to be a different set of skills, different set of qualifications, but also a different set of um, is a different skill set that's required when you go into the job market, along with what you've learned, whether you went to vocational school or whether it's a high school education that you're going into the job with, or you've graduated from college with, or some form of certification. You still need to go into the job market or approach your job search, approach your career, approach even if you're starting a business. It is going to require some mindset adjustments. You cannot approach it the way you approach school and expect the same results that you did in school. All it required you to do is to learn information and be able to disseminate information in high school. You're going to have to go with some level of decorum. If you don't understand how to behave professionally, that is something that I'm working on a specific program specifically for Gen Zers and young workers going into the job market, because I'm almost going to guarantee they didn't teach you this in high school. There are some career centers in some colleges that may touch on it, but I want to make sure that this is not a roadblock for a lot of Gen Zers to cross. You are going to need the proper training, proper professional etiquette, because that's really what it boils down to. And the work ethic, your professionalism. When I say professionalism, I mean conducting yourself in a professional manner, conducting yourself with, how do you want people to see you? Do you want them to see you as a lazy person when you're at work, or do you want them to see you as a person that is productive? Are you getting your tasks done at work? If you're not sure how something works or what you need to do, are you asking questions? Are you, yes, some of you come and you do have great suggestions on how to make things better and to make things more efficient. That's beautiful. I definitely encourage you to ask questions, and and some of those questions can lead to improvements down the line. But please, unfortunately, the perceived work ethic is that Gen Z is lazy, and I don't think that is true for all Gen Zers. There are unfortunate few that have made it bad for the rest of Gen Z, unfortunately. And that's now the perceived attitude, unfortunately, that some employers view Gen Z with. Your quality of work. You guys are learning. You guys are coming into the job market fairly new. So there are some things that you are still learning. Yeah, the theoretical information that you learned in college sometimes is nothing compared to what you're going to be doing in the job market, and how what you learned in college or the specific skill set that you got in college or maybe worked a part-time job that is going to be different from your first real job. The quality of work is going to be determined by you. You have to put in the effort to learn and to become better. The person that created the first cell phone was the size of a suitcase. I'm sorry, a briefcase. Okay. And then they worked to improve that. And now the size of a cell phone is this. It can be smaller, it can be a little bit larger, but they work to improve. Just like how technology is working to improve on itself, you, Gen Z worker, have to work to improve your skills, work to improve your professionalism, work to improve your attitude in the job market if you're having an issue in some of those areas, because nobody is going to do it for you. And you're a grown adult. Your parents don't have to do it for you. As a matter of fact, I don't encourage that they do it for you. I encourage them to help you, coach you. But if you need additional help with that, I definitely have career coaching services available for that very reason. Because you're not familiar with it, you weren't introduced to it in high school or in college, then that's something that I can definitely help you with as well. Your quality of work should not depend on just, okay, well, I'm going to guess what the next thing is. It should be based on what you're practicing and what you're learning. And the more energy and time that you put into learning to make the quality of your work better, it's the better it will become. We did talk about professionalism and we talked about reputation already. So at the beginning of this, we talked about mindset shift, right? And also, Gen Zers also know that there's more than one ways to skin a cat, per se. Well, there's more than one way to earn money. There's ways to do it online, producing content. You can do all kind of creative type, there's all creative type of careers that you can do that does not require you to do the proverbial 9 to 5. However, I encourage all of you, if you're able to, work with somebody for the first time, even if it's for a 6-month period, so you can learn the structure, right? It's not that you're going to be working for somebody, because not everybody is meant to work a 9 to 5, and not everybody is meant to work a 9 to 5 forever. Okay? Excuse me, let's be clear. Not everybody's meant to run a business either. So you have to understand, how are you going to figure it out if you've never experienced it before? A lot of the Gen Zers do not. Some of you don't want to conform. You consider working a 9 to 5 conforming to the man or conforming to the system. No, it's in order for you to understand a specific structure in and out, sometimes you have to work within that structure in order for you to understand how to function inside of it and outside of it. And there's some things that people are going to tell you, but you're going to have to experience some of this by working at a 9 to 5 yourself. And I do not want Gen Zers to have this daunting reputation of not having good work ethic or not having good quality of work or wanting to run away from the 9 to 5, because that's unfortunately the reputation right now that is causing Gen Zers to get terminated faster than any other generation that's in the working world right now. Part of it is because you're new to the working world, and some of you may not be familiar with the ins and outs on how to not only survive but thrive in that environment. I would definitely say start with my book, From Clueless Teenager to Consummate Professional, 7 Steps to Getting the Career and Economic Life You Want. Because in that book, I talk about what is expected of you, some examples of resumes, some example of interview questions, and examples of how to negotiate salaries. All of that is in this resource. I would definitely go ahead and grab it if you are starting from, I have no idea what to do, or I have no idea how to find a job or look for one. All of that, as far as instructions from soup to nuts, if you can read, you know what to do. Like literally, it's mapped out in that book. And I wanted to make sure that you guys understood that not because I'm not a part of your generation, that doesn't mean I don't understand. Because the reason I named that book, From Clueless Teenager to Consummate Professional, because I was that clueless teenager. Because when I started off in college, way back when, I was going to pursue a degree that my mother thought was a great idea, not because I had any idea of what I wanted to do. I was in school for something completely different from what my degree is in now. So when I say clueless teenager, I am not insulting y'all. I'm telling you, I'm expressing what I felt like in my young adult life, trying to figure out this route to profession, this route to having a successful career. I didn't know what I was doing either. I had to get baptized by fire. I wish there was a book like this when I was coming up. It would have made things a lot easier for me. It took a lot of reading, it took a lot of research, it took a lot of getting baptized by fire and getting paid less than I was supposed to be getting paid because I didn't understand the parameters of any of it. And it took me a whole lot longer to jump over those curves and starting to go to school for human resources in order for me to learn what it is that was necessary to be successful in the job market. So learn from somebody else's experience. You don't have to get baptized by fire like I did. Go ahead and grab the book, From Clueless Teenager to Consummate Professional. So you're going to be 20 steps ahead of where I was once you make a decision as to what areas, what industry you want to get involved with or develop a career in, whether it requires training, whether you can start straight out of high school, or whether it's going to require additional education, whether it be in trade school or in traditional college, whether you start in community college and work your way up to university. So I say this based on what that article says. Y'all reputations is not that great. Even if it doesn't apply to you, make sure that you have what you need as a young career professional, and grab the book just in case you're not sure about any of the things necessary to have a more successful career. Go ahead and grab the book, obtain the resources that are in there, implement them, right? Because there's some career planning is in that book as well. Go ahead and grab it. That way you have the resource available to be able to get started and put your own career strategy together. However, if you want to work with me one-on-one, then you can go ahead and book a consultation with me at mentorshelley.com/consultations. We'll go even more in depth. The book gives you a great start. But working with me directly will be able to help you get a more comprehensive view of what it is strategically you need to get involved with. But at the end of the day, as a Gen Zer, I do not want you to miss out on great opportunities or not be able to capitalize on the opportunities, all because your rep out here is kind of, yeah. You want to be able to go against the grain and not be caught up in the reputation, but be in the job market representing yourself as a consummate professional instead of what people perceive you to be. And of course, guys, if you have any additional questions, you can always hit me up at mentorshelley.com/contact, or you can leave me a voicemail or an email message. And I'm more than happy to return your voicemail or email within 24 hours. But I want you guys to have what you need to succeed as a Gen Zer, or if you have a Gen Zer in your home, you want to give them the proper tools so they're able to learn and implement so they can do it themselves. Because mom and dad is not going to always be around. So you want to make sure that you have what you need to be able to become successful on your own. All right, guys. Of course, leave a comment below. Go ahead and respond to the question and the toll. And of course, I want to make sure that you become a better professional. But get the proper tools by grabbing the book at mentorshelley.com/books so we can get you guys well under your way to becoming a better professional. All right, guys, take care. You have a good one. Bye.